Good evening. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Baseball Talk for Thursday night. This will be the steamers and streamers will be for Friday's games as always. I don't even know why I needed to mention that. I should probably just cancel this video and restart. But anyway, we're gonna get to the baseball stuff. I don't have a whole lot in my personal life to talk about, but I do want to I guess I do kind of want to say that talk about dating, I guess, even though I haven't been on a date in a long time. It's really hard when you had the work schedule that I had for the last 7 months, 6 months, 7 months, and you don't drive. It's really tough, but I have been traveling a lot lately, as you guys kind of know. These last 6 months as well, and I've uploaded a lot of pictures of my travels on dating apps, and I've been telling stories, talking about my travels, and it seems to be making me a little bit more popular on these apps. I'm getting a lot more likes than I was getting before. That doesn't necessarily mean that I've been more successful. Just because I'm getting more likes doesn't mean that it's mutual. I'm not always liking them back, and it's not really going anywhere. I'm just apparently I thought I was good at communicating and talking, but I'm starting to think that I'm not good at communicating, because these things just really aren't leading anywhere. I've got a few conversations going right now, which is, I'm looking at it as a positive that I've got multiple conversations going with multiple women. But they're not really getting anywhere. There was one that I thought was pretty promising early on, but I haven't heard from her in a couple of days now. So yeah, I don't know. But that's it. But I'm looking forward to potentially having a social life and going on some dates here this summer. And when I do start driving, which as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to call my parents to find out if my driver's license came in the mail yet. That would be exciting for me if it has. Couple other things going on. We're here in the Pacific Northwest. We're about to experience a massive heat wave. It's supposed to be in the hundreds, but we're starting on I think Saturday and Sunday, which will be cool for the kiddos, cool for the people who don't work weekends. But for me, I have to work at UPS on Saturday night, and I'm probably going to be stuck unloading a trailer, and it's really hot in those trailers. Even when it's not even hot outside, it's really hot in there. And when it's been hot, like I remember when a couple of months ago we had like a 95-degree day or something. It was unbearable in that trailer. So I'm really not looking forward to the 100 plus heat working in it. And I kind of jokingly told my boss today that everybody who works Saturday night was going on strike and calling in, and we weren't coming in to work on Saturday night when it's going to be 105 outside. And you expect us to work in this heat unloading these trailers where it's like a good 20-30 degrees warmer in the trailer. There's no air conditioning in there in the semi, so I don't know. Like, I was joking, but I'm kind of half serious. Like, we should not have to work in conditions like that, I don't think so. But yeah, hey, I was wanting a weekend getaway to Arizona to experience this heat. But it looks like the heat is coming to me, and I'm not gonna be able to get away for a little while. I mean, I'm not a big fan of heat, but I can live with it when I'm not having to work in it. When I have to work in it, though, I sweat so profusely. I think I have overactive sweat glands. Honestly, I'm getting a little personal here, but I think I have overactive sweat glands. So I sweat a lot more than normal. The normal person would. So like, and I just hate sweating because it comes like pours off my forehead, gets in my eyes. It's just really uncomfortable. And so working in the heat just doesn't appeal to me. I much prefer to work when it's cold because I can heat up so easily and it feels good. Working in the heat is just miserable. So yeah, luckily for most of the day, Saturday and Sunday, I will be inside working in a climate-controlled environment. But Saturday night, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to survive that, honestly. So if you hear about me dying, it's probably because I suffered some heat stroke on Saturday night. But let's get to the baseball stuff. A little bit of bad news. Aaron Chevale, I honestly don't know how to say his last name. Was having a really good year, kind of out of nowhere. But the Cleveland pitchers have a tendency to do that, come out of nowhere and have a really good year, and they kind of fall off or get traded away and don't have the same thing. Fausto Carmona is one very good example. Danny Salazar, Shane Bieber. People knew Shane Bieber was good before last year, but nobody saw his dominant year, Cy Young, and all those strikeouts coming. Shane Bieber was never considered a strikeout maven until last year, and even this year he's still having a good year, but he's not. He hasn't really been the same dominant pitcher as he was last year. But Aaron Chevale was having a good year. It looks like he's going to be out for an extended period of time. So far, at least last I checked, he's still listed as day-to-day. Hasn't been moved to the injured list formally, but that move seems imminent, probably tomorrow before they play. Or, in fact, it may have even happened before they played today, as I haven't actually checked my lineups since I set them this morning. But I'm going to have to get in the habit of setting my lineups the night before I go to bed now, because I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time between jobs most days to do it. So I have to work that around. A couple of steaming hot hitters to look into adding possibly for tomorrow are Jonathan Daza. Recently became the starting center fielder in Colorado, and he's hitting really well. Since getting that elevation. Akil Baddoo, another outfielder for the Tigers, he was mentioned very early on in the season because he came completely out of nowhere, had a very hot start, kind of cooled off a little bit as was expected, but now he seems to be returning to, above replacement value. He's a guy that we could probably get back on our rosters, and Colton Wong is once again healthy for the Brewers, starting again at second base. And he's hitting well for the Brewers again as well. And I know that for me personally, it's been hard to find quality second basemen, probably because I have a tendency to wait on them in drafts. I don't prioritize second base at all. Actually, second base is usually the last position I address. So it's hard for me to find quality second basemen. So getting a guy like Colton Wong off waivers while they're hot, just play the hot hand kind of, is usually the way I go about doing things. So Colton Wong is a guy that I will be considering adding to my rosters as soon as tonight. It's also a really good day for streaming pitchers tomorrow. No shortage of options. If you miss out on the top guys that you like, don't panic. There's lots of other options, but I'm going to give you my top 5. And maybe you'll agree with me that they're your top 5, and maybe you'll get one of them to stream for you tomorrow. That's entirely up to you, in the hands of the fates or God, if you believe in God, which I'm not going to say I don't believe in him, but I have a very complicated relationship with higher powers, but that's not what this video is about. I could probably do an hour-long video about my beliefs and my relationship with higher powers and stuff like that, but this is about fantasy sports, and occasionally a couple minutes of me rambling about my life, trying to make it sound more exciting than it really is. But here's my top 5 streaming options. They're not in chronological order this time. I apologize for that, but they're just in the top 5. They're just not even ranked. These are just my 5 favorites for tomorrow. Mike Minor of the Royals at the Rangers. Mike Minor sneakily having a good season. If you ignore the ERA, he's having a good year. Kwang Hyun Kim of the Cardinals against the lowly Pirates should equate to a win for him. John Lester was mentioned yesterday. It is confirmed that he will be starting tomorrow for the Nationals against the Marlins. Still a good streaming option for you. Johnny Cueto of the Giants against the A's. I like Johnny Cueto. He seems to be healthy this year, or when he has been healthy this year, he's looked really good, and he seems to be fully healthy again right now. I know the A's are a tough matchup, but I trust Johnny Cueto to figure out a way to put up a quality start. And Drew Smyly of the Braves against the Reds. Drew Smyly has always teased us with his strikeout potential. The problem with him has always been injuries. And this year he's been healthy. He just hasn't been able to go deep into games. But he's still striking out quite a bit of people in the amount of time that he has given us. And he has been looking better, progressively better each start through the last couple of months. So we're hoping that trend continues tomorrow and he can give us his best start of the year. That's the entirety of the video. As always, I hope you have a blessed day. Wish you well in your fantasy matchups, and peace, love, and nacho fries, my friends.